Hello and welcome to the Comic Conspiracy episode number 78 for the week of, what is this, October 8th, 2012. How's it going? I'm Ryan Higgins. I am joined by...
Brock Sager.
Omar.
Toby.
And no, Charlie this week. He's sick.
He got the sale flu.
I guess.
Which you got before the sale.
Yeah. A lot of good reaction to Bryce last week. Bryce brought a lot of good energy and some positive Marvel love to this podcast, much to Brock's hatred.
Bryce,
My bullshit.
you're wrong. Bryce, you're wrong. I actually like all the stuff you like, too.
He has a hard time counting to one, but we'll forgive him that. So, yeah.
No, but he kept lumping all of us together. It was like all the shit he listed. I'm like, I like that too. I like that too. Why, why is he saying I hate it? Yeah, and Charlie likes it too.
Yeah. Well, Bryce, if we're gonna, I know you listen to this podcast as well. I'm gonna throw out some love here because there's some Marvel love coming this way in this episode again. Maybe you stir something up in us. I don't know. Maybe not Brock, but
oh no.
We actually had a lot of people that said they like Bryce on, so we'll definitely have him back on from time to time.
Bryce.
Wouldn't we know we have someone who's not going to be here or kind of fill in from time to time?
It's actually good to have Bryce because he evens things out a little bit with the Marvel DC thing.
Yeah, and it's good to have another Wigger on the. Oh yeah, he's the only one. That's right. Wiggle love.
All right. New York Comic Con is next weekend, or I'm sorry, this upcoming weekend. There's basically no news has been happening in comic books for the last...
Everybody's saving it for the next week.
It must be, because there's been nothing interesting in the last few weeks. So thank God we've got your guys' emails and Twitter questions and stuff like that. And we'll try and entertain you for, an hour or so. And, well, try and entertain you for 10 minutes in that hour or something. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But we got some stuff. We're going to do some random picks this week. And, we got some good stuff. All right, here's one we can all have fun with. This is way back from May. This is an email. It's no Twitter this week, all emails. So this is from Kyle, who asks, on the last few podcasts, from 6 months ago,
Yeah, jeez.
Ryan has been wondering if Avengers will still be a viable franchise in a few years, multiple sequels and potential cast changes from now. Considering that the original lineup of Avengers lasted maybe 15 issues at the most, well, the original lineup actually lasted 3, or 2. Yeah, Hulk was out after the second issue, so, do you think Marvel could slowly phase members out and move new ones in, like a big screen version of Cap's Kooky Quartet? Bonus question, what other Avengers would you like to see make the jump? I personally would like to see Wonder Man or Miss Marvel. I almost think I've answered this question before, but, oh well, that's fine. If we haven't, I'm sure we can come up with some new characters. Because Miss Marvel is apparently being cast right now for Avengers 2. That's the rumor. They got some people...
Emily Blunt.
Going around for that. So.
Emily Blunt.
No,
I'm secreting it. Emily Blunt.
There was talk about her possibly appearing in Guardians of the Galaxy.
That'd be cool.
I don't know if that's...
That can make sense. A little binary action.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So I don't know if this is just kind of preemptive for both, or this is just Avengers 2, but...
Cool.
Yeah. So, Brock, what random obscure character would you like to see in the Avengers?
Well, I know that's been thrown around the internet, and you've talked about it, but Vision...
No spoilers. I don't know. No one knows any if this is real or not. But a certain character may make a return as the template for the Vision. If you've seen the Avengers, If you haven't, well, whatever. We may have even talked about this when it happened, but love to see Vision.
Well, me being a West Coast guy, I kind of want to see any of the West Coast guys on it. Tigra, Wonder Woman being one of them,
Really surprised War Machine wasn't in it.
Yeah, so, oh, that's true, because they signed him for the contract.
Right.
War Machine, would be cool to have a West Coast
Wonder
Avengers
Man.
movie.
Yep, he mentioned Wonder Man, so that's, there's
that would be cool.
Do you think they could bring in Spider-Woman?
That'd be really cool, actually. Probably the Jessica.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Jessica.
What's
her last name?
Jessica Drew?
Lang?
Jessica Drew.
Is it Drew?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd
She's
be cool.
awesome.
It'd be cool if they bring her in.
I don't know if they could. I wonder if she's tied up with the Spider-Man rights. But
they could bring in Cersei. Ryan is rolling his eyes.
Hey, I was reading those too. But no, when you talked about who did you mention first? Before Spider-Woman. What the hell did you mention?
Tigra?
No. Oh, Wanda. You asked about Wanda. From what I understand, the X-Men that are also in the Avengers had a right that they could also appear in the Avengers.
Cool.
So stuff like Scarlet Witch and Wanda Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver.
Quicksilver would be good.
Could
Having
appear,
a speedster.
Yeah, in either Avengers or X-Men. Like it's kind of
That'd
like
be cool if they cast the same person for it.
I don't think they could do that, but it would be like a shared rights thing.
I know who you'd like.
Who would I like?
Was Firestar ever on the team?
Firestar and Marvel Boy are both on the team.
Nice.
Yes. That'd be cool. Omar?
Cool.
I mean, it's not going to happen because, well, they probably have a film or maybe a TV show, but I love Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Doctor Strange running around Night Nurse.
Cool.
You know, bringing in the mystical portion. We already have the space, bringing the mystics, you know?
Night Nurse.
I would like that.
I think they can, if they do it smart, I think they can successfully continue and shift members around as long as they pick cool guys like, you know, how what Robert did to Tony Stark and stuff like that. If they could pick another actor to totally like make the character his own and stuff like that, I think people will not say forgive, but, you know, be entertained by newer characters and so on. I'm like, the minute they start shifting into some B characters and get a B and C actor to play in, and that, you know, no disrespecting any actors, but, you know, someone maybe not as talented, you know, then I kind of see the franchise kind of taking a dip. But as long as you keep the life,
I think you're talking like they need to typecast the actors for the parts. So like literally, like if this actor would be the best, like it's like saying Picard is Charles Xavier, or, you know,
and he's coming back.
It's kind of like typecasting, but it works.
Yeah.
No, it works. Or someone that could take a good. I mean, Heath Ledger wasn't typecast as a Joker. He fucking made something amazing out of that. You know, so, you know, as long as they keep the fire alive, I think the Avengers could keep going on, whether it's the original cast or not.
Yeah.
Oh, one other one I got to throw out there: Power Man and Iron Fist. That would be sick.
That'd be a Marvel Knights movie.
Well, do you think they could? Do you think they would shoot
or
off
a Marvel Knights TV show?
Well, do you think they would shoot off a new Avengers movie and do a second Avengers team with more street level guys, kind of like the B team to the Avengers?
If Bendis was writing it,
I'd rather do a Secret Avengers personally, but
Secret Avengers would be cool too.
Yeah,
I mean, they can even use that label, you know.
You know, I was actually thinking about the Avengers movie just recently, and very much in deep thought. What I felt was missing out of the Avengers movie, you know, and it's kind of funny. I'll take it from the Transformers 3 movie or any of the Transformers movies. I kind of wish S.H.I.E.L.D. was a little more present. I mean, we got Nick Fury and we got the girl, but other than that, you know, S.H.I.E.L.D. wasn't really there. I kind of would have liked, you know, or, you know, Coulson, of course, but it would have been cool if, you know, the humans were there and like the Avengers, like Thor, Cap, were like these like big guns that they have, you know, kind of like how it was in Transformers, where the robots are there, but then you have the human team kind of going on missions too. It would have been really cool in the Avengers, or hopefully in the second one, if you get to see S.H.I.E.L.D. doing like missions while the superhero team is doing their missions on top. That would be kind of like coinciding. Like that would be far more interesting for me.
What's that guy's name? It's in Cap with the bowler hat.
Dum Dum.
Oh yeah, Dum Dum Dugan.
Yeah, Dum Dum Dugan. Like going with that team and Sharon and
that'd be cool.
And all them.
Well, I think.
Wait, aren't they in the past?
Yeah, I'd love to see. Yeah, they're part of the old Howling Commandos.
Yeah, but he's in current continuity.
It doesn't look like in the movie.
In the comics, he is. Yeah,
but but not in the
cinematic
universe. Okay. Yeah, but you know, especially if they're doing the the S.H.I.E.L.D. TV show that, you know, Josh Whedon is headlining, so that'd be cool if they could maybe merge those team into the next movie.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Is I would love to have them have cameos in the TV show of the heroes come in just for, like, you know, not wrap up,
or
but
a big one, yeah,
right, like
or
a finale
a Thor episode, or even if it's mid season or something cool. Man.
Yeah,
I was like, you know, it's a. Like, Sons of Anarchy did it really good, where something big happened, like, you know, randomly in an episode, rather than, you know, save it up for a finale and stuff.
Yeah.
It'd be cool if it's like, you know, random Thor shows up one week.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. No, it'd be very cool. All right. Going to read another more recent email here. This is from Eduardo. Omar, I'm going to say this question's for you. You can give him an answer here. I absolutely loved Judd Winnick's work on the New 52 Catwoman. I loved the #1 issue especially. I know a lot of outlets gave it a lot of grief for the sex and violence, mostly the sex, but I really enjoyed it. The art was obviously sexy, but it was written solid. Could you recommend another series that is that sexy? I would like to add something really sexy to my pull list, but not opposed to trades either. Before we started recording, we were talking that Frank Cho's going to be doing a Wolverine book based in the Savage Land.
Yeah.
But Omar, you're kind of our You're kind of our your sexy
your local perv. I don't know. I think we all are all pervs, but I'm pretty out there with it.
Sexy man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, shit. Man. You can't deny Gilliam March. He is a fucking sexy ass illustrator. The way he rocks the women.
Well, I was going to say. I mean, the obvious. If he likes Catwoman, it's an older book, so Birds of Prey, or not Birds of Prey. I'm sorry, Gotham City Sirens, which is
for sure.
The
yeah,
predator.
That was
precursor to
solid.
Catwoman.
Along with the Secret Six before that, when Simone was writing it, and it was being illustrated by what's that hot redhead chick's name? What's her name? Nicola.
Oh, Nicola Scott.
Nicola Scott. Yeah, that was really sexy. The way the book was written and the way it was illustrated. But no, I would have to say Birds of Prey. Birds of Prey is solid. It has definitely come forward for me as one of my faves from the Batman books, besides Catwoman, because I'm kind of sad because obviously Winnick and March are off of that book. The Dixon run, no doubt, but actually the newer one has gotten a lot better the last 5 issues. Like, it's definitely been one of my top. It's in my top 10.
Yeah.
I pushed one of my other books off. Few of the characters. I mean, definitely Black Canary, but I forget the new chick that they write.
The tattoos.
Yeah, the tattoo chick.
What is her name? I'm totally drawing a blank.
It's like a one name, so the S, I think.
She reminds me of Grace from Outsiders.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's a cool ass figure. The way Batgirl is written in that team dichotomy is actually is very good. I actually liked it better than the book itself. No, but Eduardo, very good taste, my friend.
You want to go back to Danger Girls by J. Scott Campbell's for fun?
Sure.
Yeah. The original stuff.
They have a lot of sexy stuff going on there. Or if you want to go back even further, go J. Scott Campbell and Gen 13. Very sexy stuff there, too.
Yeah, I mean, but current stuff, no doubt. Batwoman. You have to be on that shit. Nothing like a little girl-on-girl, redheaded, J.H. Williams.
Some nipple action.
J.H. Williams, panelistic porn action.
Did you say Batgirl or Batwoman?
Batwoman.
Yeah. Okay.
Definitely Batwoman. Not Batgirl. Batwoman. Yeah.
All right. Here's a question from Bevins. He's written this a few times. He's asking about our least favorite New 52 changes. Obviously, we're pretty big fans of the New 52 stuff, but there's some
that's easy for me.
Some things that we don't like. Well, here's a question. You guys have talked about character changes you've enjoyed in New 52, but what about changes you don't like? For me, from him, DC's biggest mistake was making Amanda Waller into a tall, hot, young ass-kicker instead of a short, fat, middle-aged grouch with a lot of emotional baggage. They took away so much made that character compelling. Why not just make her a rich, white blonde while they're at it? I also hate Mr. Freeze.
Oh, nice.
I also hate Mr. Freeze's mohawk, but that's a visual problem, not a character problem. Toby, I know you've got some very specific...
Well, I think I said it over and over and over. It's Oracle. I miss Oracle. I love Barbara. I love the new Barbara too. But, I thought Oracle was such a big part of the DC universe that I thought they'd done it wrong to restore her. Yeah. And, yeah, I miss also Power Girl. But Oracle more so than anything. I mean, I could care less, about... Sorry, Power Girl fans, but...
How would they have written her in this new 52 universe with being a information broker when no one really knows each other?
She could start it, or set her up as Batgirl and have the Killing Joke not happened yet. Set up a new Killing Joke, I wouldn't have not minded that.
Yeah.
If they would have started over going, this is Batgirl, Killing Joke never happened, I would have had no problem with it. I think the fact that they said that still happened, and miraculously she got her legs back, I think that's my big problem with it. If story-wise they just started fresh and going, hey, listen, this is like, seriously like a reboot, going, this is fresh, I would actually have really liked it,
Cool.
Maybe even bring in Jason Todd later in life, or, Tim, bring him in later. That would be totally fine with me. But the fact that they said it's kind of there, yet kind of not, that's what bothers me more than anything. But that's just me. But I've said it over and over on this podcast before, so.
It's all good. Omar, anything that jumps to mind?
I feel like a repeat here, but definitely, was it Mr. Freeze? Did he say Mr. Freeze already?
Yeah, he hated the mohawk.
Not Mr. Is it Mr. Freeze? No, Captain Cold.
Captain Cold. Is
Captain Cold, that's Flash's.
Or New 52?
New 52.
Captain Cold getting powers.
Yeah. Dude, he has to have his fucking pistols, bro. He needs to bring out his pistols, bam, bam, And yeah, his characterization kind of sucked too. I didn't really like the way he was written, which is kind of funny because you would have thought that as much as John's, it's like in front of his office, it's this big old Captain Cold. Like you would have think that Maniple would have fucking hooked it up right, and he didn't. There was so much more, I think, energy, put towards like just Barry, which was cool, but was it necessary? I don't know. And his new flame. So, I guess what I'm saying is Flash. I don't really like Barry right now. So I jumped off the book, and I can say that I did, which is difficult for me to do because that completionist in me wants to continue reading it.
I think he's right on the Amanda Waller stuff.
Yeah, no, that's definitely true. But also having a sexy black chick in the DC universe isn't bad either.
Yeah, but
because there really isn't any.
New one.
Yeah. Well, why do that when you already have Amanda Waller?
Well, I was wondering, it could be like a daughter or something that takes over.
But maybe she falls in love with Lex, and then Lex screws her over, and then she falls in love with Chicken and Waffles. So, I don't know, that would be kind of cool to see that happen.
And she gets angry, and she becomes fat and angry and old.
There you go. And then we learn how the baggage comes. Maybe that will be in the back issue of one of, the Origins or something. A Lex Luthor book. That would have been awesome, because we fucking loved how Paul Cornell was doing Action Comics pre-New 52. That would be actually a good...
Yeah. Other than the little bit... I mean, Lex has been in action, but we haven't seen much of Lex Luthor. But we haven't seen much of all the big villains, really.
Yeah, supposedly in year 2 they're coming, right?
Right, because Joker is kind of the start of it, I think, which is, again, that's a put those characters away, get these new villains in, and then, you guys are kind of, interest waning a little bit. Boom, here comes Joker. Boom, here comes Lex. Boom, here comes all the big characters.
I'm buying.
Brock, I know you're going to say Outsiders, but go ahead.
Well, I can't really say Outsiders because they're not in it.
Well, that would be something. Not that you regret the end of the previous series.
Oh God, no. No, but if I had to pick a character that I haven't really liked what they've done with him, I'd have to say Superman. I mean, his character, having that kind of, farm Midwest kind of look with the small cape and the shirt and the pants and the work boots, that was really, really cool. But then we had two Supermans that we were dealing with, where he has this new suit and then it's the old look, and there's no real, all we know is he's not with Lois, but we don't really know much about what's going on with him. And then the stuff with the Damonites kind of gets thrown in and then kind of taken out. So...
Well, I think they're screwed up as Superman in general. Because I have a feeling this whole thing kind of happened because they want to make Superman cool again. And it seems like they failed at it.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
It's with Superboy, at least they kept kind of that clone, that whole feeling to that. And with Supergirl, it was, it was the Superman Batman where she came late, basically, to Earth. So that I can get. But Superman, it just doesn't make real much sense. You have him as old, you have him as a just learning, and then we see him in the middle, and then we see him in the Justice League, and then we see him in the actual Superman comic, and it seems like there's nobody's really talking to one another about who Superman is or what Superman.
Well, his identity's kind of gotten lost, I think, in the universe. Yeah. I mean, the whole the backstory with him and the T-shirt and stuff doesn't bother me, because they have two timelines going on, which really doesn't bother me at all.
Well, and that's the funny thing is, like, with a lot of times with the action book, I can't stand reading Morrison's story, but then the nice little backup story at the end is actually good, and it gives you character development on Superman. Like, he actually goes to a T-shirt place and gets the T-shirts, and that was part of Morrison's story, but they went in depth more in the second story. So I don't know. I think that Superman's really fallen off, especially with how they're writing him.
Yeah, for me, I think there's two books that have failed to do anything, and one of them I don't know. I like the character, but I don't think I can stick with it. One is Green Arrow. Green Arrow has been...
Oh, I've totally forgotten about it.
Has been an abysmal train wreck from issue 1, and it's bad.
Yeah.
I was hoping Ann Necetti, when she came on, would take over, and it somehow got even worse. And I don't know what their plans are. I mean, I guess I'll give it one more creative run, but I'm almost out. It's maybe the worst book I read on a monthly basis. And I have every Green Arrow issue from Longbow Hunters, which from what 87 or whatever, right, to current.
Well, I just moved last week, and I'm finally starting to put my bookshelves out, and I got a good run of like the Matt Metzler, Green Arrow run.
It's great stuff.
That's fucking awesome stuff. It's not even the same Green Arrow anymore.
No, there are some weak spots in that run, and I mean,
like
stuff,
Archer's Quest and stuff.
Oh, the early stuff was good, and all the 80s and 90s stuff was fantastic, and I love Connor Hawke, and I'm not going to, stuff like Connor and Donna Troy and Wally being gone, I miss them, but I don't need them to be in the books. I'm okay with the original ones being the main characters, and, they bring them back, cool, they will at some point, they will. But Green Arrow to me is just, it's so bad, and I don't want to stop reading, but I don't know how much more I can take. It's pretty terrible. But Justice League International was kind of the other one for me that just didn't have the feel that I wanted. Those characters were gone for so long, and then they came back with the death of Blue Beetle in Countdown to Infinite Crisis, and then they were in all the I Can't Believe It's Not the Justice League, and then they brought back Justice League Generation Lost, and that stuff was all so good.
Solid.
And the Justice League International was just, it wasn't that it was bad, it was just kind of okay. And I want that book to be better than okay. I want it to be one of the best books on the market. Those characters deserve it, and it just didn't.
The annual was fucking amazing.
But that's because you have Jeff Johns writing it. Like I want someone else to, and Dan Jerkins did such a good job on Booster Gold for years, and I thought better than John's run. Mm-hmm. Why did it just not work? Did he just not get along with DC editorial? Did he just kind of get hogtied and couldn't do anything on the book? I don't know. Like I said, it's not that it's bad. Green Arrow is bad. Justice League International just didn't hit the highs I wanted it to hit. So
both in the writing and the art. I mean, you still had Aaron Lopresti on the books. There's no fucking excuse. It was not that good.
That was he brought his C game on.
Yeah, that should look like Bagley art. I was like, I'm sorry.
It was
just
not
scratched out, thrown out, and then fucking penciled in ink.
Yeah, that was not his A game. So let's see. All right, well, we got one more question here. It's about the Flashpoint books.
Yes.
This is from Christopher. He asks, after nearly a year of jumping back into comics with the New 52, I'm reading through the Flashpoint event trade for the first time. I'm really enjoying the main story, but will I enjoy the world of Flashpoint trades? Can you guys recommend any of these trades? Do any of them particularly stand out? I think we're all going to agree the Batman one's awesome.
Yeah, the Azzarello.
Yeah, the Joker one. Yeah. The Azzarello one with Batman and Joker is incredible.
Daddy Bats.
That book is definitely better reading in a chunk. Reading it single issue was a little
Flashpoint or rough. The one shots or the minis. I mean
the minis. I know the Batman one was good, but I think because I haven't gone back to reread it, but I remember reading single issue was a little jarring at times. But that's one of those books where if you read it as a whole, it's really good.
Well, you have 3 issues. It's kind of hard to do a ton with 3 issues. So I'm looking at the trades here. There's Batman, Green Lantern, Flash, Wonder Woman, and Superman, and each of them have like little. It's like basically 2 of the miniseries compressed into one trade. So I mean, of those, the Batman one definitely, and I remember really liking the Wonder Woman one. I'd been a while. I don't remember everything about it, but I do.
The Wonder Woman one crossed over with Emperor Aquaman.
That's right.
Those are the 2 that ran like simultaneously, like together.
Well, the Wonder Woman and Aquaman one were like actually the main event of Flashpoint. Why this world was sort of at war with each other. It was Paradise Island versus Atlantis, and this was sort of a major, a focal point of it. So yeah, if you like Flash, read the Wonder Woman one.
I actually really enjoyed the Deathstroke one.
Yeah.
Deathstroke one was really, really fun.
Pirate Deathstroke.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I got to give a shout out to my boy Eddie Nunes. He did some Lois Lane issues.
The Lois Lane stuff was good too. And the Lois Lane stuff was good because they brought back some of the Vertigo characters into there. John Constantine, if I'm not mistaken, he was in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, my boy Eddie Nunes does some wonderful work, and he should be doing more DC work.
Did they do a trade of Element Man? Not Element Man, but who's that guy?
The Outsider?
The Outsider.
Because that was just a one shot, right?
No, that was a series.
Okay, it was in one of those trades then.
Oh yeah, that had to be one of the best stories that just caught me by surprise. I think it was you.
Well, that was James Robinson too, right?
James Robinson I thought that was you that sold me on that book.
The
Outsider.
The Outsider? No,
Yeah.
It wasn't me.
It wasn't you?
No.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't me.
Okay.
It wasn't me.
There's someone in the store, and I was loving it. Badass. Just this cool character that came out of nowhere that was running shit behind the show.
Yeah.
Doing the Puppet Master.
The Project Superman story was actually written by Scott Snyder.
Yeah. Well, no, it wasn't. It was
yeah.
plotted by Scott Snyder.
Yeah.
It was actually written by...
Lois Francis and Gene Ha were
Is that right?
Yeah.
It was written by someone else.
Yeah. Gene Ha. But that Dan Jurgens Booster Gold stuff,
Yeah.
that stuff was really, really good too. I mean, it wasn't a mini series in it, but it was a good run at the end of it.
Right. All right, we're going to move on to some other earth-shattering title here, and that was the wrap-up to Avengers vs. X-Men. Number 12 came out this past week. I really wanted to do this when Charlie was here, but we'll get his talk next week, because next week, Uncanny Avengers already starts, so they're getting right into the Marvel Now stuff. So
yeah. Isn't it this week?
Yeah. Or this week, I'm sorry.
Okay,
this
okay.
this week, next week, you know what I mean.
Wednesday.
Yeah, upcoming week. So Avengers vs. X-Men 12 finished up this past week, and overall, I'm going to say this is better. This event has been better than the last handful of Marvel events. I would say it's not as strong as I wish it would have been, but I think it wrapped up pretty decently. I feel kind of, how to put this? It was like they wrote the event to suit the editorial change that they wanted. And I'm not saying like Flashpoint and Blackest Night and all these other books can't be written that same way, but this to me seemed like Marvel said we need to rewrite a bunch of number ones. How do we get there? It didn't seem like that came out of this, especially in the middle, because there's so much this should have been a 6-issue miniseries.
Definitely.
Not a 12.
I totally agree with that. Like many freaking events that are out there, right?
Yeah, it was just way too long. A lot of just pointless stuff. But I think the last few issues were pretty solid. It was Kubert did the art on this one, right?
Kubert was incredible last 2 issues. I thought it was fucking Opeña. I was like, holy shit. His detail and he was so meticulous, and the faces that he was doing, and the close-ups.
Adam Kubert did a pretty good job in this issue. I mean, I think it's probably the best or the second best art the series has had, which is appropriate given as the last issue. I think, I don't know, Omar, let's hear your views on it first. Give me some stuff.
Dude,
what do you like?
For me, this was almost like, I think Brock brought it up about House of M before, or maybe it was today. But House of M, for me, that was like the big event book that brought me back into comics. This is before I was a big DC Dick writer. So, and this did close that cycle. I think in a lot of ways where I started, reading Bendis back in the Disassembled. I went back and read those because that was a little bit ahead of, that was like in the time where I missed. And then what did he close? He said, this is the close of that Avengers Disassembled. What was the issues that or the book? Was it an event book?
Well, they had like the Heroic Age stuff.
Okay.
AVX is now the end of Disassembled and House of M, but they've said this 3 times before. So.
Sure. Well, a lot of that feel of what I loved about it as an event with big moments, was there for me, and I felt like definitely without a doubt, just to echo what you're saying. 12 issues, way too fucking long. I understand they need to sell books. At the end of the day, it's a business. They need to make their money. Sure. But if they want to do it right, let's go back to the fucking 6-issue stories. You're going to have all these fucking side plots anyways within the regular books, many
of the crossovers, and I think we've mentioned this before, it's a callback to the old Crisis on Infinite Earths. They felt like such Red Skies crossovers where nothing related to AVX was happening in the book, but they had a tag.
Well, it wasn't. It's for me. I mean, you saw it clear in Fear Itself, where it was literally like these two people are fighting.
What is Fear Itself?
Fear Itself.
Yeah.
Well, what is that?
It's something that you omitted, right?
Oh yeah. Okay.
And I think that at least Marvel, especially like recent years, like you said, their crossover events haven't been that powerful.
Well, I think if you go Secret Invasion, Fear Itself, and AVX, Secret Invasion to me has the best plot. Not that it necessarily was the best of the three, but the plot of these Skrulls having invaded Earth for a long time and taken over, that's awesome.
That's incredible. Very creative. Yeah.
I'm disappointed that it wasn't better than it was, but I thought it was a great plot. Fear itself, horrible from start, horrible from the end to the end. Like, just bad all around. No point, totally worthless. Glad they basically conned it out. AVX, cool plot, but I feel that it, like I said, I think it lacked the permanent change that these events should have. There's one change, which, I mean, we could talk about, spoilers for the series, but Professor X dying.
Yeah.
But he's died 4 other times.
I didn't even know he was alive again.
Yeah.
So that tells you what.
Other than X-Men Legacy, what book has he been in?
Yeah,
right?
that's the only thing I ever read him in.
No, he popped up during Schism.
Yep,
well, I don't know what Schism is either.
Half a minute.
Yeah.
No, I think you said that it should have been shorter. Yeah, it definitely should have been shorter. I mean, if they got rid of the Romita Jr. issues, I think it'd be 500 times better.
Well, it seemed like so much setup, and then once they got taken over by the Phoenix, it wants to sort of switch, and then they're like, oh, 7 days later, they've taken over the world. Like, oh, I wanted to see that story. I want to see the story of them going through and kicking ass. All this could have been the setup, and the start of the book could have been, oh shit, there's 5 Phoenixes on Earth. That could have been AVX. The first half is dumb.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just showing little them all over the world, fighting and all the heroes, trying to take them on, and, oh, look, it's Sunfire
an editor at Marvel.
Yeah, but I think everyone that's reading that book that's not hardcore Marvel, balls to the walls like Bryce. And I guess you're like a Marvel dick writer too?
I like Marvel.
Okay.
I like everything. I like comics. That's why I'm here.
Yeah, no doubt.
I think for me, what really stuck out, especially with this issue, was, when Scarlet Witch and Hope at the same time say no more Phoenix, to me that was kind of like, oh, that was a...
Well, so
I mean,
let's
plot point wise, that's really it's really weak.
Well,
kind of out.
Well, hold on. Let's go over the plot here real quick. So, AVX, for those not paying attention for the last 6 months, who was bitched about this book, the Avengers and X-Men have been fighting. Blah blah blah. They're fighting because Phoenix is coming back to Earth, right? Well, Phoenix took over all these people, and now Scott Summers is kind of the last Phoenix, and he's like, "Oh shit, I killed Professor X, and now I'm gonna kill all of you and make mutants everywhere and take over the world, and I know best because I'm the Phoenix." So, in the plot of this, they brought Scarlet Witch back just so she could undo what they did in House of M. So we're sort of back to where we were before. She uses her Zatanna powers and says, no more Phoenix.
But she says it with Hope.
Well, sure, Hope is...
Because Hope's power is... She basically can borrow the power and mimic the power.
Yeah.
So it's the Phoenix is going up against 2 Scarlet Witches.
Right. Well, Hope as the Phoenix, because Hope gets the Phoenix Force at the very end there, and Hope as the Phoenix with the Scarlet Witch mimicking Scarlet Witch's powers, she basically wishes the Phoenix Force away from reality, and now the Phoenix is gone. And all the crap that the Phoenix has done has now been restored, I guess, and that somehow makes all the mutants come back magically. So that's cool.
Well, not just they're popping up, right? But they don't just all like in a blink. They have been there, right?
It seemed like
they're waking up again.
Yeah.
It seemed to me, because I mean, it was just like they wished away the Phoenix. And then, but now all these mutants are coming back, and I'm like, but wait, all you did was wish away the Phoenix. You didn't say more mutants.
Yeah, I mean, it's a part of it.
Yeah, I think people are getting the powers back, maybe, and it's not the same mutants or whatever.
Right.
But,
it'd be funny if Galactus in like 2 years comes and dominates the Marvel Universe, and then all you have to do is to have, Wanda and Hope come and say, no more Galactus, and that's all they need to get it to go away.
And that's exactly what the problem, I think, with the wrap-up of this book is.
Yeah.
Now, if they were to take Phoenix at the end of this, and Scarlet Witch is basically like, oops, I tapped out my powers, I can never do anything like this again.
That would be better.
Then fine, okay, but that's not what happens. So, no more rainy days. Oh, look, it stopped raining. Cool.
No more Galactus. No more Thanos. No more Devil, no more whatever else is going to attack the fucking Earth.
I think Zatanna and stuff like Identity Crisis for DC, when they kind of gave her, oh shit, she actually can do some crazy stuff with her backward stocking powers. But it wasn't like rewriting reality or just wishing people away.
No, she just wiped some things away, but it wasn't permanent. Like it had cracks in it.
And I mean, this could always be, the Phoenix Force can never die; it will always come back.
Of course,
yeah.
I mean, this is comics, right?
But I mean, no, you said that. I mean, you got back in with House of M, and I read House of M when I came back about 5 years ago, and I really enjoyed it because it was kind of like it was something different. It was like we're seeing these characters in a different light. Kind of, with Flashpoint, we're seeing them in a different light. But whereas Flashpoint took it and basically rejiggered everything. AVX doesn't really do anything. All we're getting out of AVX is a plus X, right? And then we're getting AVX consequences, which is basically all. I mean, same thing that happened after Fear itself. We had the Fearless, and then there's Battle Scars, and then there's all these like random titles that you don't really hear people talking about.
I don't know. Well, that's what you think, right?
Did you read Battle Scars?
No.
Did you read Fearless?
No, I didn't. And that's great that you read those and I didn't.
I didn't
because they
read
seem
them.
like they suck.
I didn't read them.
Well,
Okay.
The funny thing is, me and Brock me and Omar might be excited here because this seems to like sealed off the shitty era of Marvel.
Yeah,
now we can be excited about this new stuff.
It's a new jumping on point. I mean, fuck. What is it?
Who cares if this was bad?
Quezada was like on the Kimmel show. Was he on the Kimmel show yesterday or something? Yeah. So I mean that's another news headliner. So that's kind of great for more mainstream people to see
news.
things. Yeah, sure. It's not Marvel now. Marvel now is not DC. Is not New 52. But if it could be a little bit smaller, make it bigger for the comics industry as a whole, that's great for everybody. I mean, as a fan, I would say that's the case. But anyways, going back to what you were saying in your experience with, saying, oh, no more mutants, or no more Phoenix Force 5, or no more Phoenix, whatever the fuck she said at the end. For me, at the end, the real intimate moment was, Captain America in the cell with Cyclops with his big old ruby helmet over his head, ruby condom, and it's like just seeing that Cyclops could be a fucking real badass. He's like enemy numero uno.
Dope as hell in the new Marvel universe. Cyclops a bad guy because there's so much backbone.
You guys do realize that they have to attach a hot chick to him for that to even work.
Well, what I'm saying about this is he's this evil guy behind the scenes that could be running shit for this new renegade mutants, like maybe a new Brotherhood or something.
Yeah,
though there is a Brotherhood that's out already.
On,
but because whatever you do, there's always recoil. So if you're bringing all of the mutants together with a bunch of Avengers, which that was the conversation. Look, Cyclops all, haha, I win. Captain Marvel, you didn't win, just because now we're going to be more a part of the team because we're bringing all these mutants and Avengers together as super teams.
Well, did you read Uncanny X-Men? Because it basically said the same thing this week, where Cyclops is like, wait, there's new mutants? Cool, I would do it all again.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, that's cool. Yeah. I mean, he succeeded. He saved mutant kind through some terrible means, but he did. So, yeah.
So, being a fan of Avengers, being a fan of X-Men, we're getting something different. It's Avengers and X-Men together. So we'll see what that team book's going to be like.
We hope, because we've had the Avengers and the X-Men together before on teams.
Like in a regular monthly.
Not quite like this.
No, not like this.
Well, not like this clear cut.
In ways, Marvel's kind of doing what DC is doing. And DC kind of made it so that the entire universe is important again. Marvel is doing this by mixing up all the characters. So if you care about one, you have to follow like the entire universe.
Right.
Now.
And X-Men readers have always been so self-contained to just the X-Men universe. And I'm sure Marvel's bean counters realize this and are like, hey, we need those guys that buy X-Men to also buy Avengers.
Marvel bean counters, I love that.
But, so...
They're on an abacus, right? Yeah. That's called.
To continue what you were saying, Omar, I actually had a chance to read Uncanny Avengers #1. Marvel sent out some early copies to retailers, and I got a chance to read it. It's pretty damn good. Mm-hmm. It was a pretty good first issue.
As a podcaster, you should have told us this ahead of time for us to show up early and all of us to read, so we could have talked about it.
Dick. No spoilers. We'll talk spoilers. We'll talk spoilers next week. That's why.
There you go.
Right. No, I got a chance to read it earlier today, and it's pretty good.
Wait. Did Ryan just say it's pretty good and it's a Marvel book?
Yeah.
I just had to put it out there. That's just what happened.
And my random pick of the week later is going to be a Marvel book too. So yeah. No, like I said earlier in the episode, Bryce may have,
throw some potion at your way.
Remender nails it again. He kicks some ass in this book, and it feels right. Having characters like Havoc on the team, there's a good conversation with Cap and Havoc that to me sort of makes sense why he gets invited on. The rationale.
Those are also in the preview pages, so if people want to see them, they're all already.
I mean, I think they previewed 3/4 of this book already. I've seen it all, so.
Just like a regular movie trailer, right?
Right.
No, like the Marvel motion. No, it's like I think CBR had like 8 pages.
I wish they didn't reveal the villain on the cover of issue 2 because that would have been actually a kind of cool last page kind of splash. But you totally knew who it was from before because I already told you who the villain's going to be. So kind of it's interesting.
I don't know. Who is it?
Red Skull.
Really?
Yeah, Red Skull's the villain in the first arc.
I was going to guess Cyclops.
Well,
too soon.
But there's so Red Skull's doing some interesting things, and I really want to see where they're going to go with this. Because again, if you don't read the solicitations, or because they've solicited so far out, there's some cool stuff.
Wait a minute,
so.
Isn't he dead?
Red Skull?
Yeah.
Not now.
Huh. Oh no, I didn't read Fear Itself.
Well, I know. I thought he was dead from the Brewbreaker run or something before that.
I think he's been back for a little while now.
Oh, really?
I'm super far behind on Cap, but yeah, I'm pretty sure he's been back.
He hasn't been in the Cap.
Well, I just bought, Charlie should be proud, I just bought the Omnibus, so I get to read the Brewbreaker run finally.
Nice.
Finally.
Good man.
Yes, I could kill someone with that book. I'll go on the roof and drop it on someone's head. No, I'm kidding.
But I'm
joking. That's not going to happen.
I'm real curious to see, how the rest of these Marvel Now books line up. This is a good start, and kind of get people excited for what Marvel's doing, and I hope it works for them. Avengers is going to be the one that's really going to have to sell me on it because I want to start reading the Avengers again on a month, or buying, I should say, the Avengers again on a monthly basis. I love.
But you don't have a giant hole in your collection, man. Like 10 years of no Avengers.
It's not really that difficult to get those issues. People bring them in to sell them all the time.
I don't want them. That's the thing. Like I'm perfectly fine with that giant hole. It's not the Avengers.
It's like it has Bendis' name and Millar's name, and no, I don't want to buy that.
I have a hole from the Avengers already. It goes from Avengers 402 to Kurt Busiek and George Perez's Avengers #1. Like, there's nothing in between. So, I don't need the Liefeld Avengers or whoever. It was Liefeld, right? The Avengers?
Heroes Reborn.
Yeah.
The Reborn? I actually like that one.
It's not my thing. But
Well, I didn't say it was great.
Yeah,
I just
sure.
said I liked it.
Sure.
I mean, the whole Heroes Reborn universe, I like.
Yeah, you gotta take it for what it is.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully the Marvel Now does at least give something to the comic book community and, brings it up a little bit. But, it's, like you said, with Avengers, they're going to have to sell it hard for a lot of, readers because, like you said, Toby, it's like you might like a character, but now you got to follow this character who's jackrabbiting between like 600 different books. So, and that's something that, I've had discussions with people that are like, yeah, I got to cut titles because of cost, and I cut Marvel before I cut DC just because.
Well, all right, here, look at it this way. I'm a Gambit guy. Just for example, because I'm not like this, but I'm a Gambit guy. Gambit is on the fucking Avengers. Not that he is. I'm just, for example. Now, as a Gambit guy, I probably will pick up the Avenger book instead of the X-Men book that I usually been getting, and that's the whole, I think, what Marvel, I don't know what it is, but I think that's what Marvel is trying to do.
If you're trading off between, like you were reading X-Men, but now he's on Avengers, and you're just jumping over to Avengers, you're only jumping one book, but what if he's on Avengers, then he's on X-Men, then he's on this, and this, and this?
Sure, he will
now
be,
you have...
But,
only a handful of characters.
Wolverine is going to be like this, and
Cap,
and Cap maybe.
Cap, Wolverine, Spider-Man. I mean, there's always a few characters that have done this, but generally speaking, characters are only on 1 or 2 books at the most.
Fine.
I mean,
Go Psylocke on the fucking X-Force.
Again, the thing that's going to keep Marvel, I think, from seeing any great success is again the $3.99 price point and the double shipping. I mean, that has I firmly believe that hurts Marvel more than anything at this point. Early on, I thought double shipping worked perfectly because it wasn't affecting sales. It is now pretty clearly affecting sales. And sure, they'll get a huge bump for all the #1s because of all the variant covers, but 2, 3, 4, and on.
Well, I mean,
we'll see.
I mean, you normally when you order based on renumbering at #1, you're normally back to a normal numbering around 3.
But I mean, sometimes 2.
Sometimes 2, but this time it's like pushed to 4 or 5.
Well, no. I mean, most of the books that I ordered, I went higher on the #1s and then went basically back to where they were for number 2s.
Oh, okay.
On most of the titles. Some of them that have a clear directional shift, I stayed higher. Some of them that I felt were not going to be as strong, I put back to their normal numbers or lower. Most people have said, oh yeah, I get X-Men Legacy, continue me to the new X-Men Legacy. I get Avengers, cool. There's some stuff like A+X and Uncanny Avengers, and there's going to be a few that are going to buck the trend.
AVX Consequences?
That's
Is that a one-shot?
That's just a miniseries, yeah. But there's going to be a few books I think that'll buck the trend and get some new people in those titles because they're different titles. But most of them I think are just going to, they'll just keep selling what they were selling. Yeah, you get a few new people coming in because Bendis guys will start buying X-Men, but they're going to stop buying Avengers. So I think it's going to be a wash on a lot of it. But, I mean, all it takes is one book like Uncanny Avengers, and there's Marvel's new Justice League book, right? I mean, that could easily be a top seller for them. And Remender, they tap Remender to suddenly be their number one guy. Boom, right? If they can keep Cassaday on for more than 3 issues, or have them actually do an issue a month, the second they're starting to get fill-ins, look out.
Well, either way, I think it's good. I mean, Marvel needed something. Whether this was it,
yeah.
We'll see, but at least it's something.
Yeah, definitely.
I was kind of disappointed they didn't do the little montage, like flashbacks. What they did this so well in Disassembled and in House of M, where they show like these pictures, actual like art from books, like when Scarlet Witch did the, she was tracing back, seeing how she actually has become bad, and ended up doing the up to that point where she did No More Mutants, and then the point in Disassembled where they were like trying to put it together. The Avengers were all a bunch of Scooby-Doo idiots, and they're like, who's really behind this? And then they find out it's actually her, and they showed all these different scenes of art from like the 80s George Perez art and to the 90s and then to now. They didn't do anything like that, which I think, again, AVX was this big splash 'em, fight 'em, shoot 'em up book. So, but I think the emotional buildup, I think that was lacking. Is that what you were kind of saying?
Yeah, well, I mean, you have this. There's no really emotion behind it. I mean, it's if the Avengers and the X-Men come to fight for a justifiable reason versus no, we're dealing with the Phoenix Force. No, we're dealing with the Phoenix Force. No, how about we both deal with the Phoenix Force and see where everything goes? You have this. There's no emotional buildup, and then that the second issue, 7 dropped with the new artwork. The book was 100 times better.
Incredible.
It was cool to see. Like, I even thought it was cool to see the 5 different Phoenixes going through and changing the world and making the world better. And then, like you said, Ryan, it took forever. And I'm like, the book literally had these great little pocket moments.
Yeah.
But then it fell off. It's like, okay, Iron Man is sitting there trying to figure something out. But to read more on that, read
Which
the Iron Man book.
Which bottle he wants to drink?
It's if you want to know what's going on in Cyclops' head, read Uncanny X-Men. So we kind of had go read those and come back here, and you'll see where the story's going. And so we didn't really get that emotion because they were throwing in another book.
Well, here's my point of it all. If Marvel now is really good, then all this stuff is going to be worth it. Who cares if it's... I mean, I'm sorry for the people that bought it, but... but you know what I mean, though? It's, hey, this is over. If Marvel now has all the stuff you're looking for, then you know what?
Well, look at Flashpoint, right?
Yeah.
There are plenty of people that didn't like Flashpoint. A lot of people thought it was kind of dumb, but it got us in the DC New 52, right? There you go. It doesn't matter what brings it up as long as... Now, when you have a case of something like One More Day with Spider-Man, where I think permanently changes the drive of the book, that's kind of always hanging over the rest of them. It's like Anakin, right, from Star Wars. Yeah. You kind of always now have this little kid in your head when you're reading something about Star Wars and Vader, because you're like, wait, he's this whiny little kid. I think a book like AVX doesn't really change the Marvel Universe enough. They could have kind of done this without it. Cap just could have said, hey, Avengers being prosecuted, or X-Men being prosecuted, we're going to be their friends now. Fuck, we've been their friends for 50 years. Why not now? It's kind of like it almost doesn't really matter. And that's why I said earlier, it feels like this was done more out of they wanted this shift than it came naturally from the story.
Yeah.
So.
Well, my whole thing is, if the new stuff is good, then it's all good.
Yeah, exactly. I hope it's good. Well, we're gonna do some random comic picks. I'll do mine so you guys can think of what you guys want to pick.
Is it called Happy?
No, I haven't read Happy yet.
How have you? I read Happy.
I don't know. I have it.
You always read the indie shit, though.
Well, it's a Grant Morrison.
But it's Grant Morrison. You'd think I wouldn't really... I read it. I really
There's a big old
enjoyed
donkey
Happy.
on it, though. That's
a
flying unicorn.
Oh, unicorn, my
little
bad.
flying horse.
Well, man.
Dude, Happy is 100 fucking times better than Action Comics, let me tell you.
What? So last time we did a random pick, I picked Wolverine and the X-Men 17, one of the best comic books that Marvel's published in the last year.
Yeah, garbage.
Now they're going to...
Did you read it?
No. Brock did read it.
Why are you calling it garbage if you never read it?
What, the Droop issue?
Yeah.
It's just a ripoff of a previous issue.
Why? Did you read it?
I don't need to read about Droop.
Dupe. And now Marvel goes 2 for 2, back-to-back 2 weeks in a row of one of the best comics I think Marvel's put out in the last year.
Are you actually holding a Versus comic
And
right
this
now?
is AVX, the AVX Versus issue number 6. This book is fantastic.
I like this new Ryan.
And Toby, you're going to love it too.
Uh-oh.
Omar, you're going to love it too. You guys haven't read this, huh?
No,
I
I've been
have
moving.
Take a seat, Omar. Go find your pick.
I'm gonna go grab my book
Yeah.
and I'm gonna pick.
Go find your pick, but I'll tell you why. So first of all, we have Hope versus Scarlet Witch, which is actually a continuation of part of the book from AVX.
Okay.
Right, but but Hope has the great line during the big fight where she headbutts Scarlet Witch in the face and says, "No more no's." Okay.
Hey, who wrote this? The guy that writes Deadpool?
This sounds like a Jeff Loeb book.
All sorts of people wrote this book. So let's see what other gems are in here. I'm going to tell you basically all the jokes here. So we have Cyclops versus Captain America. Where it starts off, Cyclops turns to Captain America and says, "Captain America."
No more.
Captain America turns to Cyclops and says, "Cyclops." Cyclops says, "Get off my island." Captain America says, "Stop being a jerk." This basically goes on like this for an entire
dead
page.
serious?
Yeah, it goes on like this for an entire page with some wonderful zingers like, "I thought your mutant power was being shockingly less interesting than your girlfriend's."
Ooh.
And then him replying, "So I'm boring now, am I?" And Cap replies, "I don't know.
Stop.
Why don't we ask
This is
Jean
bad.
Grey?"
This is so bad.
This is like a reading. I love it.
Why don't we
So
ask
bad.
Jean Grey?
Wait, keep going. Let me finish.
Oh, that's right. The science battle is super fun as it has a lot of the characters from X Club, which I really liked. Red Hulk versus Domino, which is actually a pretty cool fight.
Ooh, I want to see that.
Toad versus Jarvis,
Yes.
which amazing. Jarvis kicking Toad's ass.
Fuck yeah.
Toby,
yeah.
here's for you.
Uh-huh.
Spider-Woman versus Emma Frost.
Uh-oh.
Spider-Woman versus Storm.
Uh-oh.
And Spider-Woman versus Psylocke.
I'm sold.
In the mind of Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Yeah. Best book ever. That's my
And
pick of the month,
Omar,
too. Or the week.
here's why this is your pick. Squirrel Girl versus Pixie playing Hero Clicks.
Yes.
Made out of Puppet Master mold.
Holy shit! That is incredible.
What kind of book is this?
When the hell did this become the Short Bus podcast?
Toby's looking at the Spider-Woman page, and I think he found his pick of the week.
Look at his
That's fucking awesome.
It was like a Bud Light commercial or
Yeah,
something.
this is awesome.
Do you guys remember that old like What If, where like the one like what if no one was watching The Watcher shit?
Yeah.
This feels like that. It's a bunch of goofy little 1 or 2 page short stories,
That's
and they're
awesome.
fucking hilarious.
Fucking Hawkeye is awesome. But
at his
Captain
face.
America
That's
is like
smart.
slapping him like, ready?
Yeah. Brock, you got it, man. You gotta stop being so emo here, man. You gotta have
Emo?
fun. Yeah,
I don't read
That is
Deadpool.
so cool.
you gotta have fun from time to time. This is a
Oh,
fantastic.
this is great. This is
this-
fucking awesome.
This is a fantastic issue.
Oh, this is fucking awesome.
I feel like I'm on the conspiracy short bus right now.
It's fun stuff.
jeez.
What do you want?
Dude, the fuck
Huh?
is wrong with you, man? Have fun.
Did
You
you
know,
buy it?
I will now.
Oh, now you will.
I didn't know about it.
Yeah,
I haven't been at the store as much as I'd like to.
trust me,
didn't know
I
about
love
it.
my super serious books. I love my Vertigo stuff. I love my crazy stuff. But sometimes when they can have fun, this is a fun issue, and it
Scotty
really
Young should do a fucking full Marvel book like that.
it made me
That'd be
laugh.
awesome.
It made me laugh, so I liked it. All right, you guys got some picks, Brock. Tell us your pick.
My pick is Phantom Stranger #0, written oddly enough by Dan Didio, who normally doesn't write very well.
Goes from your least favorite Outsiders run to your pick of the week, huh?
Yeah, I know. Scott's by Brent Anderson. This book I was actually scared to read this book at first because I saw Dan Didio on the cover, and I'm like, oh God, no. Because, I mean, we've seen The Phantom Stranger a couple times in the New 52 Free Comic Book Day and a little bit with what's going on with Pandora and stuff like that. So, but this was a really, really good issue. really, really good. Kind of seeing where the Phantom Stranger came from.
Well, it also brings back a very popular. I just say very popular. A often requested kind of like important DC character.
Yeah, it was just the Spectre.
Yeah.
So it's good to kind of see them bring those back in, and the issue 1 comes out this week. So I'm actually really excited to see what's going on with this book. So
nice.
That's my pick. I'm picking something from somebody I don't like.
Dude, you didn't say Hope is kicking Wanda's ass, and she's like, yeah.
And no more nose.
And then Cap and Iron Man are just shaking their heads. It's awesome.
Yeah, the Cap Wanda fight's actually like the first half of the book, and then they go off and do some goofy stuff at the back. Omar, looks like you got...
there's a Jim Mahfood story in here.
Yeah, that's the Hawkman. That's the Captain America Cyclops.
Yeah.
Okay, so another book that you're going to probably want to end up picking up, Toby,
Yes.
is this FF by Hickman
dude, I
and
love the FF by
Andre
Hickman.
Araujo or Araujo, whatever his name is. This guy is fucking incredible. Look at his artwork. This is like totally has your name on it. Look at his artwork.
Dope. I like
Isn't it sick? Look at the coloring.
I like the kids.
Yeah, look at that.
that's
Look at that
awesome.
fight scene. A bunch of AIM agents. Okay, so what it's all about is, Wizard. He becomes the center of the FF, trying to be the badass that he is, but he's kind of a little unhinged again. It's kind of like how Doom was for a little bit. Anyways, Bentley, who's a part of the FF. In this book, FF, for those of you guys that know, it's actually PP. It's Power Pack.
Yeah.
So, but
it's the Future Foundation.
Yeah.
It's the kids.
Yeah, it's the kids, but it's Power Pack. Anyways, but it's so fucking cool because it's really their perspective on the big adventures that's happening in Fantastic Four. Bentley, who's the last clone of the Wizard, ends up having this great scene with him, and he's all, "You're me. You put on the helmet." And he ends up kicking with the Wizard in the balls. He's all, "Get bent, Dad."
Yeah.
Boom. And then, in the end, he's holding Valeria's hand, and Valeria's like, "Oh yeah, this is a good moment." He's all, "I think I love you," and this is like an evil villain as a kid, But they see the good in him, similar to what.
Okay, I will admit this list, just reading this last page is pretty funny.
Yeah.
I think I love you. I'm 3 years old. Don't ruin this for me.
Right? Isn't that great?
That's funny.
Yeah. So
it goes
that was
with
funny
the
too,
story.
though.
That's freaking awesome right here, dude.
And I agree with you, Phantom Stranger. That was a sick ass book. And if they were to do something new with it, I would probably jump on it because I love how they kind of did something so creative with his necklace being the medallions being the coins.
They didn't oversaturate the religious tones in it, which is, everyone's been like, oh no, and they didn't oversaturate, and I like that. There was a reference in a panel, and a couple lines of dialogue, but that's it.
Those are all those fucking internet idiots that fucking try to make things out of nothing. The religion and biblical, the Quran, all of these great works are in these comic books because they all have influenced these fucking writers. Because they're, for many people, it's like the great works. I mean, there's only 5 original stories, and you can mostly find them in those religious books.
Mm-hmm. Toby, you got a pick?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Gambit because I didn't give it enough love when it first came out. I read through numbers 3 and fucking love it.
Did you pick that once already? Or did we just talk about it?
I think that we talked about it, but I didn't give it the respect it deserved. And now it's 3 issues in, I'm going to give it the respect. Gambit is back. Remy is Remy, and it's fucking awesome. He's got
no trench coat, no bow staff.
Don't matter, man. It's fucking Gambit, man. It's awesome. He's getting in trouble because he's following some hot chick.
Nice.
He's even telling her, he's like, "What am I doing this? Why am I helping her? I'm gonna get in this deep shit," and he's gonna get deeper and deeper into it. Fucking lovely. It's Gambit.
Cool.
Yep.
All right. I think we're gonna go ahead and wrap up. Actually, I have something.
Hold on, we have a shout out.
Oh yeah. Go for it.
Well, no, you go for it. You do better shout-outs than I do.
Do I?
Yeah, sometimes.
No, go for it.
No, you go for it.
That's right. I don't remember his name.
Wow. This is the cat from Serbia, right?
That's right.
Yeah, the cat from Serbia. Marco,
that's right. I had Eduardo over here.
Assholes.
Marco.
Marco, yes, we have a listener stop by earlier today. Marco, he didn't come here from Serbia. He's in New York on vacation.
He's in New York on vacation.
He's in New York on work.
Pretty good.
He's in New York on work, and then came out here for work, and then he's going back, and then going back home.
Oh, okay.
But he stopped by, and
He was in New York, so he's close enough. So he figured, why not stop by the conspiracy just on the West Coast?
Hell
He literally took the train down
From New York?
Took the
That's a
live.
long ass fucking train.
No, from San Francisco. took the train from San Francisco down,
and
took the long-ass Google Maps. It's only 30 minutes to walk up here just to, like, say hi to us for, what, 10, 15 minutes?
Then he's like, I got to walk back because otherwise I won't make the train.
Exactly. Turn around and go back. Because he had somewhere.
He's going to a Giants game.
He's going to a Giants game tonight.
Yeah,
so.
I told him to give him a drive back to the train station, but it's all right. All right, Marco. Next time you're out this way, we'll give you a ride. Don't worry.
But at least we have a Serbian.
Yeah, he said there's like 10 people that listen to the Geekbox podcast out there, which
nice.
That's great. So yeah, there you go. Listeners all over the world.
Yeah.
Well, if you are all over the world and you want to listen to this episode again, you can go to www.geekbox.net. Or even if you live here in Sunnyvale, you can just listen to it there as well. It doesn't matter.
You can listen to it on your internet.
Yeah, anywhere the internet is, you can listen to us. You can send us...
In England, preferably female with a British accent. Ooh.
I know. You can...
Don't do it in the bathroom.
You can send us an email. I wrote a bunch of emails today. I'm going to keep going through those as well. www.geekbox.net has a contact page where you can send us an email through. Or you can just email us from your web client, your email client of choice.
Don't email me yet, because I don't know if Ryan Scott's changed my email address over, so
I don't know.
It might not redirect.
Just send it to the Comic Conspiracy. No, the Comic Conspiracy.
The Comic Conspiracy.
At geekbox.net. Or, again, that contact form. You can go on forums.geekbox.net and talk with us all on the forums. Tell us what comics you like. There's a comic forum in there. Go post on there. You can catch us all on Twitter. I'm Ryan Higgins Ryan. And normally I do actually ask for questions on Twitter around 6 p.m. PST on Mondays. So if you just want to go in and you can ask us, and we'll hit me a question, we'll read it on the air. Brock is Brock Sager. Omar is Comics and Decline. Toby is Toby XI. Charlie,
I heard last week you rolled your eyes on my name.
Toby.
Yeah.
I backed you up.
Yeah, you just did it again. My fucking true comes out.
When I roll my eyes, it's when you're in person, okay? Charlie is Insanity and Chaos, who's not here this week. Hopefully Charlie will be back next week. He's a little sick.
I noticed he didn't roll his eyes.
He just blocked his eyes so I couldn't
But he didn't roll them.
Oh, okay. See, I didn't have a visual line, Charlie.
He only rolls his eyes for you.
Oh, fuck.
Comicsconspiracy.biz is our website.
Ryan doesn't like me.
BrockSager.com is BrockSager.
BrockSager.com.
Oh, what the hell's your site?
Shit, I own BrockSager.com.
ConspiratorBrock.com is
BrockSager.com is a different kind of site, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to see naked Brock, go to BrockSager.com.
ConspiratorBrock.com is Brock Sager's blog. That's what I meant to say. Comics and Decline. That's Omar's site.
I'm going to go register BrockSager.com right now.
Me too.
Pictures of him.
And the Infinite Long Box is Charlie's podcast. Go listen to them talk about comic books, because they apparently read comic books, and not two
They
books.
really read it.
They read
on top of it.
Yeah.
Dude.
Well, you know what? It's so funny, and I've said this before, but when you work in an industry, it suddenly no longer is your hobby; it's your work.
Yeah,
I find I play way more time playing video games and watching TV and movies and shit than reading comic books. I read when I'm at work, but when I get home, I'm like, all right, now other things to do. So all the books I really like, I'm like falling further and further back on. And this is a problem that's plagued me for 20 years.
Ryan.
So this is not new.
Cool story, bro.
Yeah, I know. Cool story. Real story,
God,
cow.
I hate that fucking phrase.
Brutal story, cow.
Shit. Oh
CSB.
God, you work at a high school. It's like every other shirt says some drunk version of that stupid
Cool story, Brock.
Cool story, Brock. Way to go.
Cool story, Brock.
Goddamn short bus today.
Cool story, Brock. CSB. Cool story.
I actually really like that, so we'll use that more.
Hey, you know what? I just figured out what Marvel Now means.
What's that?
The NOW. No one wants.
Oh, excellent. That's wonderful. Cool story, Brock.
Cool story, bro. Just because you see the reaction of Brock's face when we say that.
I really feel like I'm on a short bus.
If you like comic books, but you don't have a store to go to, or you don't like physical comics, you can go to digital.comicsconspiracy.biz and buy some digital comics from us. I think we're at a 3-month... the last 3 months have been the highest 3 months ever in going just more and more every month. We're just getting more people buying digital comics through the site. Totally awesome for everyone that does. I keep bugging Comixology. Yeah, thank you very much.
I haven't gotten a raise yet, so...
I keep
I
bugging.
actually lost my job.
I don't even get paid here.
Yeah, no, me either. At
You
this
paid
point,
me to be here.
You run HeroClix. That's your pay.
That's your payment.
Oh, okay, cool.
We're actually, I keep bugging Comicology to get it fixed so you can use it on Apple products and all that. They keep saying it's coming. Just deal with it. It'll hopefully get fixed soon. Now that's me rolling my eyes. We'll get it fixed soon. So
that's what he does when he says your name when you're not here.
So for everyone that buys on our digital site, you're awesome. Thank you very much. I actually had a few people emailing me like what they have to do or how much cut we get or anything like that. So just email me if you don't remember the site name, and I'll gladly tell you, or hit me up on Twitter or anything. But we do mail order subscriptions. Like if you want to subscribe to comics or special order, we had a couple guy order a couple omnibuses and absolutes from us. We still have a handful of subscribers that get books from us on a monthly basis. We gladly ship and all that stuff. I don't like to pimp the store stuff every episode, but we do it.
You do.
Not every episode.
If you buy it from Ryan, I pack it good.
Yeah.
Of course, you pack Nova better.
Brock is a good packer. But yeah.
Oh my gosh, how can you forget there's something important that we didn't even say today?
What?
It's Happy Columbus Day. Go hug a white person for bringing you to the country, guys.
No.
Color people, go hug a white person.
You got to hug your parent.
Which one?
Which is the one that brought you over here.
Oh, shit. Here we go.
I guess. No.
Sounds like an outtakes. Fucking.
I'm not going to participate in
All
this.
right. Well, while you're hugging a white person, go buy some comic books from digital.comicsconspiracy.biz.
And make sure you
or
pick
from
up
the Miller.
Prometheus tomorrow.
Yeah.
That movie's
That's a good
awesome.
movie. Yeah, it's a good movie. Yeah, go
Did you
pick
know
up
they
Prometheus.
Fox ordered a extended cut? And
Ridley Scott said no.
That's too bad.
Good for Ridley.
Yeah, it'll come out later. He'll be like,
Good for
fine,
Wall. It might not
whatever.
be Ridley that's doing it. That's a problem.
No, Ridley will do it because they'll finally hit the dollar amount, and he'll be like, fine, I'll do it.
Not necessarily, dude. There's plenty of extended cuts that are out there that the director has nothing to do with.
Yeah, but he's done it before, so he's done it. He's done extended cuts that he didn't want to do, but he's just fine. I'll do it.
Mostly.
So,
all right. Next week, I know we're going to catch up on Young Justice and Green Lantern. Talk Avengers.
Fuck Prometheus. That's a great mouse detective is tomorrow.
We'll talk some Uncanny Avengers, some other stuff next week. So we will catch everyone next week.
Dude, Walking Dead.
Walking Dead 2 weeks.
Oh, man. 14th.
Well, I guess it is next Sunday.
Yeah,
huh?
this Sunday.
Ah.
I know you'll talk about it on the Geek Box, whatever.
They don't watch that shit.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. No, yes. So we will have fucking white. No, sorry, Brock. Next week's going to be the TV conspiracy, I think. So.
whatever. As long as it's not the short bus again.
All right. Sorry that you don't like fun comic books, Brock.
Yeah, man.
He just doesn't like the cool story, Brock.
Yeah.
Did you guys catch the Super Best Friends versus Solomon Grundy?
Yes, that was fantastic.
Fucking awesome.
I talked about that last week. That was fantastic. Okay.
Solomon Grundy doesn't beat no girl.
Now we're really stopping this episode. We'll talk to everyone next.
Toodles.